Welcome back, everybody. New video with new characters. We're actually going to do a few videos because there's so much information with different tunes. I want to try to break it down to be a little bit more of a bite to chew off of. Is that the right way to say that? A little bit of a bite you can chew, not a big bite. I don't know. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of Asgardian stuff. We've got a new legendary. And in this video, we're only going to focus on a little bit of that because I don't want to just throw a bunch of stuff at you. I want you to be able to see a video and go, you know what, this is what I'm going to get. So anyway, so we're going to look at some of this new information. It's obviously an envoy situation from Fox Next. So we're going to go through that whole spiel. So let's do that. And then we'll get into our specific character that we're going to talk to in this video. Is it going to be Sif? She's new. Heimdall, he sees you. Is it going to be the rework for the Asgardians with Loki and Thor? I don't know, maybe. Or is it going to be about our new legendary and what it's going to take to get Mr. Blackbolt? So anyway, let's do our disclaimer / Fox Next coverage first.
WolverThor!
I'm a part of a volunteer Fox Next Envoy program. I'm not an employee of Fox Next, nor am I an employee of Marvel. I do not receive any payments from either of these companies. The information that I was provided came directly from Fox Next through this Envoy program. However, any opinions, comments, or analysis of this information is strictly my own. Updated Asgardians. Thor and Loki. So we finally get the reworks. So let's talk about what those are. Let's talk about exactly what the Asgardians are going to kind of do together and a little bit of what it means as far as a legendary unlock. So let's read the paragraph that we got from Fox Next. Asgardians in the next legendary event. Heimdall and Sif complete the Okay, enough of that. Complete the Asgardian team along with Thor, Loki, and Hela. Together, they ascend to be the gods of Alliance War defense. It seems a little bit dramatic, but we'll see. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. They seem to be pretty good, and we'll talk about something about that in a minute. But the halls of your helicarrier aren't the only reason to summon the Asgardians to your roster, which we hinted at in a couple of the other videos. You'll also need this Asgardian team to recruit the next legendary character, Blackbolt. So it's finally official. We can stop talking about these leaks, rumors, whatever. Everyone's been talking about Blackbolt forever. He's the next legendary. Do I have any real hardcore information on him? Not really, but there's a couple tidbits. So we know he's going to be a 5-star unlock. That's 100%. We've been told that from Fox Next. So 5-star unlock. Now, the interesting part, well, let me first read this. The King of the Inhumans, Blackbolt, will royally change, I see what you did there, the landscape of Marvel Strike Force. With his new ability mechanic, a counter to revive. His quasi-sonic voice is so powerful and destructive that enemies eliminated by Blackbolt cannot be revived, meaning that Minerva and Ultron should be on high alert. Dark Dimension 3 alert. He's gonna be everywhere. Dark Phoenix will be unaffected as she's a summon of Phoenix. We'll have more information on Blackbolt in the future, but until then, start gearing up your gods for his legendary event. Okay, so I got a little bit over the top there, but you get the idea. So he's going to be a 5-star unlock, and he's going to be, he's got this new mechanic that's going to keep people from reviving. So that's huge. We've been talking about it for a while. I originally speculated that Ghost Rider would be the one who brings that dynamic into the game. Clearly I was wrong. So Blackbolt's voice apparently does something that keeps your bones from being brought back to life. Okay, so now Thor and Loki updates. It talks about the 2 senior members of the Asgardians getting a slew of upgrades that'll add to their team's synergy and balance. Thor and Loki will enjoy the same passive ability heal that their Asgardian teammates enjoyed. So in all of these other videos I've been talking about the new the passives that both Heimdall and Sif got. So I didn't see anything that added this to Hela necessarily, and I don't recall off the top of my head if she had it. I don't think she did, but correct me if I'm wrong. So it's this passive, which I'll get to in a second. So the update to Thor, his special, increased damage. Don't know specific of that. I'm sure it's interpolated in the video, but we'll go over the stats to see if that matters or not, because there were some stat adjustments based on what I'm seeing and from msf.gg. Increased damage and now chained to 3 adjacent targets for damage. Okay. Ultimate Lightning Storm. Increased damage and increase the chance to apply stun to all additional targets. Now, we did get a specific email from Foxnex that said, Thor's ultimate ability at tier 7, attack all enemies for 320% damage, apply stun to primary target, and a 50% chance to apply stun to all the additional targets. So that's pretty good. That's a potential, multiple stun out there. Is it great? Let's see. I don't know. Maybe not. So if you're wondering what the update there is for Thor's ability, it's still it's 20% more damage. So that's nice. It gets a little bit more damage. The apply stun to the primary target is still the same. That's not changed. But the plus 20% chance to stun all additional targets. Originally it was a 30% chance. I'm guessing his T4 will now be add that additional 20% to get to the 50% chance to stun. Now, passive. So I mentioned this before. Now, with the heal, it's the same thing I mentioned. Added the on-turn heal self for 5% of max health plus 5% of max health per non-minion Asgardian ally. The new thing with him, and this is, I think, really cool, when an enemy attacks an Asgardian ally, change speed bar by 5%. Okay, that's nice. But also, gain 1 charged, up to a maximum of 5. On a maximum charge, so when somebody attacks a fellow Asgardian 5 times, generate 1 ability energy for self, awesome, and attack all enemies for 260% damage. Remove all charged. So I don't know if you guys have been watching these videos in the background here, but what happens is, at some point when all of the Asgardians get hit enough, Thor basically jumps up, takes his hammer out, and slams it down. And that's the passive ability. So he just does it. So it's kind of like if somebody gets attacked, and you can kind of see right now in the video, his eyes are getting, a little bit lit with lightning. I think that's going to be the dynamic that you see with this passive. Whereas people keep getting hit more and more and more, I don't know if he'll continue to get lightning around him per se, but he's definitely getting those, his eyes are lightening up, and he just jumps up and does this, monster kind of slam. So I think that's super cool. You could just see right there, he just got the heal from the passive. But anyway, keep an eye out in these videos if you haven't been noticing. When he jumps up and does that, that's what it's from. So an Asgardian's been hit 5 times, and he's just like laying the hammer down. So anyway, Loki. Let's talk about our boy Loki. What's his changes? Special, mind control. This is the part that's added. On war defense, with 4 or more Asgardian allies, which is always going to happen again, apply taunt to primary target. So it's like, okay, so I don't know if here's the passive from Thor. Get out of the way. Boom. So if you just missed it, there it was. Back to Loki's special. So apply taunt to primary target. I don't know if I love this or not. I feel like a lot of times with his special, it's sometimes a one-shot, but for some reason, if it doesn't, you apply taunt. So, okay, cool. And then his passive, it's the same thing that everyone else gets. This on-turn heal for 5%, plus a 5% max per non-minion Asgardian ally. But, there's something else. When an Asgardian ally drops below 50% health, apply stealth to that ally. I think that's dope. I think it fits perfect with his kind of lore, as far as stealthing people in the game, being, mischievous, etc. So that is cool. It's like an insta shield operative without needing to go. He's just gonna be like, oh, you're hurt, boop, down. and then that person's going to have their turn and heal a little bit. So these guys could definitely be pesty in war. I think that's a big aspect of it, just to think about how that's going to kind of play into all that. So, I mentioned before some of the stats being changed, so I want to talk about their stats and kind of how the order of this team's going to go. All right, so what I've done here is I've taken all the Asgardians and kind of put them into one spot. I'll zoom in a little bit here. There's a reason I've got these two down here. So before I go into the full team, I've got Thor and Loki. These two rows, let me make sure my head's not blocking you. These two rows are the new stats that you got from the video, and then this row for Thor and this row for Loki are what the stats that were pulled from MSF.GG previously. Again, these are all based on level 70, 7 yellow stars, 0 reds, T11. That's what I pulled for these two specific rows. These two yellow rows I've interpolated based on MSF.GG currently. So now one thing I will say is when I originally did these Thor and Loki ones, this one and this one, MSF.GG was still kind of working some things out. So there might be a chance these are a little off. So what I've done is I've basically grayed out the new stats if I think they're essentially equal, because in talking to those guys over at MSF.GG, they said they didn't have the formula perfectly worked out. So if it was close as far as the new to the old, I just kind of left it gray. So you can see Thor's health is essentially the same. His damage seems to be the same. Maybe I don't think it went down a little bit. It's probably just math error on MSF spot. Those guys are awesome. No offense to them. Part that seems a little weird though is it looks like his armor went way down, which I was kind of like, okay, that's weird. His focus stayed the same. His resistance stayed the same, but his speed did go up a bit. So that's kind of nice. It's not, he's not crawling along as much. It didn't, go up dramatically. If we scroll up a little bit here, so we're scrolling up. He used to be 80 down here with Luke Cage. You can see I still have him there as Thor. So if I get him at 90 now, he's up here with the likes of Riot Guard, Rhino, and Ronin. So I don't count Magneto because he's never by himself typically. So he's a little bit better there, so that's nice. As far as Loki goes, looks like health's the same. This is nice though. He got a damage increase, it appears. So that's pretty sweet. It looks like he might have gotten a slight armor increase. He got a focus increase dramatically, apparently. And then an increase in his resistance. Speed stayed the same. So those were the adjustments I believe to be to their stats. If you look at their team up here, the full Asgardian team, let's make sure my head's not blocking you. So the way I've got this set up is the order that they're going to go in. Loki first, then Hela, then Sif, then Heimdall, then Thor. So if you think about your order here, you're talking about Loki using his mind control special, putting defense down on somebody, also taunt. In theory, if they're not dead, Hela then uses her ultimate. She's going to spread it to everybody. Well, actually, Greg's going to go. He's going to put his heal block. Then Hela's going to use her ultimate, spread to everybody. And as I'm thinking about this now, it makes me wonder about Heimdall and his first ability, which was his ultimate. So Heimdall's first ability is his ultimate, which is giving everybody heal block, which is redundant to what Greg's doing. So that seems silly. I don't like it. It's weird. I suppose they could have heal block blocked, maybe. Or maybe they've used it and they're faster than Heimdall. Greg goes and then they go, and then by the time they get to Heimdall, it's like, nope, got to heal block again, sorry. So I guess in that regard, it could be nice. But there's a potential for redundancy there, depending on the speed of the characters you're facing. And then Thor, he's going to throw his hammer. I didn't see anything that necessarily indicated that he's going to have more energy to start. So, and then you're going to go, so Sif's taunting, and then, Loki's go, actually, this is interesting. So then Loki's going to go after Sif loses her taunt, hide everybody, and then hopefully, Sif's going to get her taunt again. And so that dynamic's going to be super annoying, where they're kind of circulating between that, at least in the first turn or two, where you get, Sif taunting on you, and then, Loki hiding everybody, and then she's going to have a taunt semi again soon. So is this team going to be awesome? I don't know. I think they're going to be a pain in the butt. I think they're going to be annoying. Potential counters for this team are, well, they're going to get defense up, which is going to be a pain, so you can't really use your brawlers. You're going to get heal blocked, so you get worried about your defenders. Supernatural, maybe, if they can kind of get on these guys, but again, they don't have a way to clear necessarily too much. I guess, you know, I take that back. The strange flip. So I could see Supernatural being really good against these guys. Brotherhood, but the blinds, you know, so it doesn't do any good. Maybe Pyro with a Venom and different group that doesn't have Magneto in it, but then he's a really key aspect of that. Maybe you're not using Magneto until you kill Heimdall. That could be an aspect of it. So we'll see. So, but again, let's take a peek at some images of Blackbolt. All right, there's one here. So we're looking at just, you know, nothing special. He's just kind of cool looking. He's typical Blackbolt. He's got his arms crossed because he's tough, apparently. What is he doing here? Oh, he's flying a punch at you. So, and he's showing you his teeth. He's got some good dental hygiene. Good for you, Mr. Blackbolt. Though, you know, isn't it anytime? I guess it's, I don't know. Is he opening his mouth there? Is his sonic blast coming out? I don't know. And then there's, obviously, I'm assuming some sort of sonic blast. So that's the Asgardian rework. That's Blackbolt. He's going to be your legendary. So, you know, I talked to, is this team worth it? Well, Blackbolt's coming, and he could be a big factor in the game. So, you know, this anti-revive mechanic, you know, is it going to play in arena? Maybe. We'll see. As always, I like to say we need to see energy. We need to see stats. You know, you never know if someone's going to be great for that, but Blackbolt is appearing to be somebody who could change the game a little bit as far as that anti-revive with Ultron and Minerva. You know, that could affect arena dramatically. You get him in there, it's, you know, if Ultron's not coming back up, it's like, is he as good in arena now? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So, I hope this helped you guys kind of decide if you want to wail out or, you know, try to get these Asgardians when they come to the game. I think for legendaries, you always want to try to get those 5 stars and get them up as much as you can outside of that. You know, are they a game-changing team? They don't appear to be, but I think they're going to be very pesty on war defense. And given the fact that it's pretty hard to clear, given the amount of teams that you have a need for offense to clear all the defensive meta teams, I think you should get them just to, you know, kind of be a pain in the butt in war. But, you know, and we all know what the next thing that's going to come is, right? Now that we've got all these war defensive teams, soon there's going to be war offensive teams. So, because we're going to need them. So anyway, I hope this video helped. Check out all the other envoys, get their opinions on things. They're all good content creators out there. You know, we've got our thoughts and opinions. You should, you know, listen to what everyone's got to say and then kind of form your opinion. You know, follow who you like the best or whatever, some more than others, but you do what's best for you. And as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hammer down on the like, you know, share with your friends, notification bell, subscriptions, tell your alliance mates to come check it out. And until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic day.